Well, hello. It's story time again. It's story time at Gina's Planet with Miss Gina. Hello, I'm Miss Gina. Been out in the rain. It's raining again. So, anyway, that's my bookmark. Some wildflower seeds. I don't know if there's any sunflowers in there or not. But there's daisies, all kinds of pretty flowers. But they're wildflowers. I gotta get them planted. If I'd have got them planted before this rain, that would have been good. Probably 42 days to bloom. Cool. That's kind of like a magic in its own. But I left you with Wishworks ink with Max. Do you remember he wished for a dog? You remember the dog is guaranteed? And so we're on chapter 4. And so we're going to get back to it. See what's happening. King was sitting patiently on the sidewalk when Max came out of the shop. The bell tinkling as the door closed. The dog stood up, waving his long plume of a tail. Just you wait, Max told him, patting his head. Things are going to change. Guaranteed. Maybe they had changed already, he thought. Instead of imagining himself walking the King all the way back down the street toward home, Max just took a deep breath and opened his eyes. His room looked exactly the way it had before. Ali Baba was snoring softly. The boxes labeled Max's things were still stacked on his shelves and against the wall. Max looked carefully around the room. There was no dog. Max sighed. The dog, being real, may take a little time, the old man had said. What did a little time mean? He got up from his bed and went out into the living room where his mother was watching television. Mother checked her watch and frowned. It's late. I thought you'd gone to bed, she said. Not yet, Max answered. There was no dog in the living room. How would the dog come? Max wondered. Maybe, he thought, a real dog had to come a regular, real way. Mom, he said, making his voice as sweet as he could manage, do you think we could have a dog now that we've moved? In this neighborhood, it would be a good thing to have a watchdog, wouldn't it? It could be dangerous here. There are lots and lots of people around us all the time. Lots and lots of strangers. So there's the dog. That's chapter 4. He's trying to convince her, huh? His mother sighed. This is a very nice neighborhood, very safe. Think of all those people as friends we haven't met yet. Besides, you know perfectly well Ali Baba doesn't like dogs. Well, what if the dog liked Ali Baba? Max said. And what if I mostly kept him in my room? And what if he was big, beautiful dog that always did what he was told? I'd take care of him, I promise. I'd walk him, I'd feed him, and... No dog, Mother said, shaking her head. Not even a paragon of perfection. Max didn't need to know what paragon meant to understand that his mother wasn't going to help the real dog come into his life. He sighed and back to his room. He went back to his room. How could his wish come true if his mother... There she is on the couch watching television. There he comes, asking for things. All he wants is a dog. His mother wouldn't let it. Guaranteed. He reminded himself the wish was guaranteed. Tonight, Mother was saying no dog. Tomorrow might be different. Maybe that's why a real dog took time. There were real people involved and real people. Max knew could be difficult. Max put on his pajamas, turned off his light, and snuggled down into his bed with Alibaba curled against his legs. He thought about what his life would be like with a real dog. The real dog would be just like King. The real dog could even be King. He thought about how it would be to put his arms around King's big, warm, furry body and have him lick his nose. Then Max had a terrible thought. What if, in spite of the guarantee, Mom could stop the wish from coming true? What if the guarantee only meant that if his wish didn't come true, he could get his money back? He didn't want that imaginary $20 bill. He wanted his dog. He needed to go back to Wishworks, Inc. He needed to ask the old man some more questions. Max took a long, deep breath and imagined himself on the sidewalk outside the shop. It looked exactly the way it had looked before. In the window were candies and kaleidoscopes, the books and toy trains and rockets and stuffed animals, and there was the sign leaning against the castle, "Wishes Guaranteed." Inside, he could see the old man in his red and white checked apron, still leaning against the counter. Max reached out to push open the door, but as he did, the door changed shape. It grew very, very tall. It turned to brick. There were lots and lots of windows. It had become the back wall of an apartment building. Then, before he even had a chance to wonder what had happened, the apartment building became a tree, its leaves just beginning to open. Max had fallen asleep. No pictures. In chapter 5, when Max woke up the next morning, chapter 5 will be next time. I hope you enjoyed that story. I want you to remember to grow your brain, read more in 2024, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.